Everybody, it's the Sunday week 3 breakdowns recorded on Saturday, but the injury report is in here. We have a lot to talk about. The games, I've gone over every matchup, look through the files, some interesting things happening as we gather stats, and we have player stats and point projections. So let's talk about it. Top down, New England Patriots over the Jets. Jets are really bad team. They got shown by the Browns on Monday night that they're really bad. Patriots, even without Antonio Brown, who probably won't be playing, I guess. I think I have him out of the roster, but they might even cover the points. But it's just tough. They're just such a huge favorite, and they're probably going to crush it. Tampa Bay and the Giants. Giants have a pretty weak defense from what I have seen in the file. Tampa Bay is at home here. Giants are changing quarterbacks, so no Manning. They get the other guy. I was kind of looking at who that was. Giants. We start opening up their roster. I guess it's Daniel Jones probably is going to be the quarterback or somebody else who they don't have in yet. So um, this team's in trouble. That's why I think when you're going to look at this game and you see that Tampa's, that's why they're showing so high up here on percentage. But, the line is not great and it's still Tampa Bay. Giants are going to win some games eventually. But anyway, all right, Rams. Rams are my survivor pool pick of the week. I choose the Rams because I don't think Cleveland is America's team, or if they are, America is filled with a bunch of losers because Cleveland can't win much. So I think that the Rams are going to stomp them probably. They did beat come off this win off the Jets, but that was the Jets, and this is the Rams, a team that's playing well. That percentage is really high. Projected score is consistent with it. The line's not that bad because this game's in Cleveland, and people still want to believe in Cleveland. It's hot in Cleveland. So I still like the Rams a lot. So that's my survivor pool pick. It's got a good line. Niners and Steelers without Ben Roethlisberger, the Steelers without Antonio Brown, a team in complete disarray. Niners coming off like a couple wins. I understand why they're favored here. You don't have a lot of leg room with this because the Niners are playing so well and the Steelers are playing so bad. So it's kind of like a tough game. But I guess in a parlay or something, if you had to choose a team to win, it's probably going to be the Niners. But I'm not throwing that heavy in anything. Detroit and Philly. Now this game, I've the more I looked into this game, the more I like Detroit. Philly's got some problems defensively, and they barely beat the Skins, that are not a good team. So Detroit's coming off an upset last week, beating somebody else, and I think that they've got a good shot. And they also, they were beating Arizona and then got tied in Arizona. I think it's that bad either. So with Kyler Murray. So I like this game. I like Detroit a lot here. You got a plus 235 line. That's awesome. So them or plus 6. I like this game. So that was fun to look at. In contrast to that, the Green Bay Denver game, I do not like Green Bay and what Green Bay is doing here. Their defense has shown strength, but the point projections here are favoring Denver. I don't know what the injury situation is. This line is terrible because this game is in Wisconsin. So I'm not taking Green Bay at all. I'm staying away from this completely. If anything, I guess you want Denver plus the points because it might be a low scoring game if you get Denver plus 7.5. That's what that's saying to do when you look at the point projections, which are supposed to be more reliable. Now here's another interesting game. This game's in Kansas City, a stadium I've been to, one of the Truman Stadiums there. Baltimore is so strong that it's overblowing Kansas City stats, and it says Kansas City's defense is not exactly what we thought it was. Maybe the injury report is affecting this and who's playing. But a great line of plus 250 for Baltimore here that has a 34% and a 25 projected score difference. Apparently, they're just blowing it up. So that is something cool to look at. Consider them with the spread or money line. I don't know why. I would normally think Kansas City, but I'm going to trust the algorithm here. Dallas and Miami, this should be a walk, which is why it's 4,000 here. What's popping out as a little bit contrast to what Vegas is doing here in analyzing this game is that we think Miami's going to put up more points against Dallas than most people think. This must be related to their week one. They got to sum up against Baltimore. The Patriots are such a strong team that nobody's scoring on them. So you might actually take Miami plus 21.5. It says by point projections that Miami's the one to take here, a spread line. Obviously, you can't take Dallas at minus 4,000. You make no money. But as a survivor pool pick, I mean, that's probably a good survivor pool pick. But I already wasted Dallas last week, so I have to choose my Rams. Bears and Redskins. This is in Washington. It likes the Bears in both point projection and win percentage. I kind of agree with that. But a game in Washington, was it FedEx Field? They call it now. I don't call the old stadiums what they used to call them anymore. Uh, Landover, where they used to play. All right, I guess the Bears. I guess the Bears. Arizona and the Panthers. This is cool. You get a good line on Arizona. Carolina's not playing well. Cam's out of it. You got old versus new here, and Kyler Murray versus Cam Newton. I like it. Point projection wise, likes it. Win strengths over 20%, likes it. So you go with Arizona there. Chargers and Texans. Thinks the Chargers are should get the respect here and win this game. The line is right consistent along with it. You don't really make any money. It's very, very consistent to what they think this is going to be. A close game. It could go either way. So I kind of like stay away from that. But Chargers, I think the algorithm is probably going to be right, and the Chargers win a close one. Seahawks and Saints. This is interesting because it's saying it's so close that there's no Drew Brees in here, right? What happens when we look at New Orleans? No. Yeah, Brees is out. Yep. So is Traquan Smith. Bridgewater's playing. Taysom Hill. You got a couple quarterback options. So this game is in Seattle, though. Deal with the noise. So that's why you inherently favor Seattle. But it's super close game. So I like New Orleans with the points here down at this level. I think that's going to be closer than you think. Then you got Indianapolis over Atlanta, another close toss-up game. Really close, could go either way. There's no way to pick that one. And then the Bengals. Okay, this was funny. Anytime you get somebody plus 230 against Buffalo, even though Cincinnati's awful this year, it's a reasonable pick. And for some reason, both projected score and it's funny. Both projected score and win streak favor the Bengals and the Raiders against the Vikings. But the reason is because these two teams are at home and play better at home. So that's being factored into the line. I never put too much into home and away factor, especially this early in the season when weather isn't an issue as much. So those are interesting picks down there. It's a really interesting week. I have a feeling you can have a really good week, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 underdogs. And we lost the other game. So there's 16 games this week. There's 15 left, and we have 1/3 of our picks are underdogs. And Tennessee one, they were favored, and Jacksonville outscored them. So anyway, that's the update. May all our picks be winning. I hope everything rolls for everybody, and of course, I hope the Rams win because that's my pick of the week. So that's what we're out.